Hey everybody, die with zero. Have you ever heard that concept? Die with zero. I'm on my 6th unofficial day of early retirement, and it's been quite an interesting experience so far. I say unofficial because I'm actually still on payroll and I'm on leave until the end of the year. So January 1st will be my official day of early retirement. So there still is some connection to work, but I'm starting to disconnect, and the feelings that I'm having with that are somewhat noticeable. I'm starting to sense my body's still waking up early in the morning. One of the things I did forget to do at one point was to change my alarm clock, because my alarm was always set for 5:30 just to make sure I got up, but normally I was getting up between 5 and 6. So that was one of the first adjustments I had to make, because other than getting up early for a wedding a couple days ago, I've not needed to wake up at all. And even this morning, I went to bed a little late. I'm watching this movie called Better Call Saul, this series. I really love it. But I'm just starting to notice those differences. Well, one of those differences is staying up a little later than usual. Well, I am on holiday here in Hua Hin. After we just got married, and I took my wife's family to, brought them here for a couple days. They're in from rural Laos, so they've never experienced this kind of lifestyle, like resting and relaxing and just enjoying the day and not having to worry about cooking and going shopping and waking up and take care of family. I mean, they're just waking up. That's all they've ever known. I've had the blessing of having a job where I do get weekends most times, and I do get holidays. I get paid holidays. You know, they're coming from a culture that they just work. You know, if you don't work, you don't eat. You don't eat, you starve to death. But so that's all they've really known their entire lives. I'd say, you know, it's a majority of the world. You know, most people are waking up at just to work enough to get something to eat. So so there's a bit of a contrast of cultures here at work, and I'm grateful that I'm able to give them this experience that they normally would never get. And so, but part of this experience, this transition, they are part of my transition into early retirement. So normally I would be waking up, I would be at the office now and dealing with problems, and even if I was on holiday, I'd still be dealing with the problems because they never leave. I'm always on call, and I've never had a holiday, particularly with this job, where I'm not called for something at some point. So there's that added tension and stress that I'm always on and ready for something to do while I'm on holiday or away at some point. But this transition, you know, so I like I said, I've been waking up. I woke up this morning relatively late, 7 o'clock, because I did stay awake later than usual last night, watching a TV series or a Netflix series. I hope that doesn't become a habit during this transition, or a bad habit in the long term. I'm okay with it on the short term because we are on holiday, we're enjoying, and we don't have a routine yet. So, but I think that's one thing I need to be careful of when I do go back into and develop our routine life, because I'm going to have a lot more time available to do what I want to do. And I have a lot of things that I do have planned to do, small projects that I want to finish, complete, and even just start. One of them is writing my book. But just grasping this sense of this transition, this initial transition right now, I wanted to record what it feels like And again, it's part difficult because I'm being very distracted right now. I was married 2 days right after my 2 days after my unofficial early retirement started last week, and then my wife's family showed up the same day. So it's been a lot of distractions, not very much processing, but I do see the habits shifting. You know, the checking emails. I was checking, my notifications were on, and I was checking emails over the last couple days. I just checked this morning. Just kind of habit and curiosity to know where certain things are, and if problems have been resolved. Are there any new problems? Actually, I don't care about any of the new problems. I'm more concerned about the problems that were unresolved when I left. So that still does linger with me, you know, and it's because I worked with I had a lot of pride in my job. I was good at what I did and what I do. So to leave things unfinished is really hard for me. I really hate unfinished projects and problems. In a way, I don't care. I wish the problems were resolved for my sake, but for the organization's sake and the leadership's sake, I don't. Honestly, it's probably bad to say, but I don't care. I didn't leave the organization with very good feelings. It wasn't an organization I enjoyed. The mission I enjoyed and I believed in, but the leadership change in the last 2 years just really ruined a lot of my sentiment toward the organization itself and the leadership. The employees, there's a few employees I really care about, and I know that they work hard, and they're a bit removed from the leadership issues that I had to deal with. But I don't care for the leadership convenience of any of the problems being unresolved before I left. It would be more for my own sense of completion and integrity. But they can deal with it because I'm not concerned with that part, I'm not concerned with that kind of sentiment. So that's one reason why I'm still checking emails. There is a habit. You know, last week I did have my notifications on, and I saw these emails, 25, 26, up. It's beyond, it's over 200 by now. It's about a week. I did scroll through them this morning, but I had to turn off the app in my phone. I'm still connected to the email just in case I want to see my last paycheck come in. And I still am. I still want to make sure I'm linked to the system so they don't shut me out completely in case there is something personal, because I didn't leave my email address except for one or two people, because I don't want them contacting me. I've already decided that I'm not going to help them with anything, and it's mostly because of the leadership. There might be an individual or two that could ask me for help. I'm not sure if I'll do it because of the organization's leadership, not because of the individual themselves. It might burn some bridges in a way, I don't know. But in a way, I don't care, because I'm not going to be relying on them for any kind of future work. And I won't be asking them for that. But again, back to the feelings of what this has been like to leave the organization, to be off, is really incredible. I've already started to see the distraction with Da's family, being here, coming on a holiday kind of since the wedding, has really helped me remove myself from the routine of work. I'm able to sit there with them at breakfast this morning. I really noticed it. Sit there at breakfast without, I don't think a thought of work or a work problem came to mind. And this is like the first in 8 years with this organization. First time. I'm sitting there and I'm consciously enjoying a moment with them, even here at the beach while I'm doing this video. But I'm up there reading, I'm studying. I'm doing my Bible study in the morning, and I don't have any of the work distractions that cause my body to contract, my throat to constrict, and it's really amazing. And so I've been able to. I started reading this book. I don't know if this is a little bit random. The book I'm reading, Die with Zero, is spurring part of the thoughts here. I'll go into another video more on that, on the depths, once I'm reading about it, and just write down all my thoughts about the book. But really, it's something that I've come to realize. You are a culmination of your experiences, your life, and you basically only really die with your memories. I won't go into the spiritual aspect of what I believe, but that's all you really have in the end, is your memories. And if your memories are of being stuck in a job or in something you don't enjoy, being around people you don't enjoy, that's really not a life well led. And I'd say for the most part, I've enjoyed what I've done. I'm very proud of what I've done. And I'm leaving, I think, on a very good note personally. Maybe not professionally, within my own heart and mind, my own conscience. It wasn't the best work experience that I've had, but and it probably was 2 years too long with this particular job. But I'm grateful to be letting it go. I'm grateful to be starting a new chapter in my life, and so quickly that I think the distractions right away are a blessing to get me out of thinking about the work. And I can feel the tension in my neck lessen, and I think it's going to be pretty quick that I'm able to just let go completely of all the emotions tied to the office and tied to certain people and certain dynamics. And I'm just very grateful that I've had this opportunity to spend this transition, the beginning of the transition. It's literally like going onto a new book in a series of books. And this transition is the end of the last chapter and the beginning of a new chapter. And basically, this is going to be my family. This is going to be my network for the rest of my life. And we're setting up a nice little keystone memory of being together and just enjoying something nice together. That I think this will continue to help me move forward and actually help them move forward. Part of their transition is they just lost my wife's father. So the mother's here. They're still mourning. That was only a couple weeks ago. So there's a lot of good developments here and a lot of good memories that's going to be built on this experience. And like the book says, your life is a culmination of your experiences over life. And you want to make them enjoyable experiences and things that you want to look back on and be proud of. Gathering money and saving and investing is part of the process to get to this point, but you also want to try and find a balance. I've had a very good life, very good experiences that I can look back on, and I will do more reflection of this. And once I'm officially back and established and more settled in Laos with my office and with my time. And I'm really looking forward to this. It's been a great start to a new chapter and a great end to the last chapter. Just another little thought I'm going to add on to this clip here. So, I was talking about how my feelings about the last couple days, first 6 days in early retirement. So, one of the things I'm going to be careful about, I'm talking about, well, not careful, but I'm talking about how I've spent my days, the last 30 years have been very structured. Even one of the guys I worked with recently, he left the organization and he had a word for everybody he worked with, something that came to mind when he thinks of that person at work. And the word he had for me is structured. And I've lived a very structured career, and I've developed that over the years. So one of the things that I want to do in this, I want to give myself grace in the next couple of weeks, maybe even month or two, to embrace chaos in my day, and that means be unstructured, have things that I do that I need to get done, but allow for ad hoc, impromptu spontaneity. It's one thing I want to do. It will help me with my moving on, my freedom, breaking free of the regimented days that I would have, even on weekends. So I would wake up at 5:30. I would do my devotionals. Then I would go down at 7. I was in the gym. 8 o'clock I was eating breakfast. 8:45 I was walking to work. 9 o'clock I'm in the office. Till 12 I'm working or in meetings, and then 1:15 I'd go for my walk, afternoon walk, and then in the afternoon I'd come back. I'd go home about 5 or 6, walk with my wife, and then come back, go to the gym, maybe have a snack, sit down and read until the evening, and then I was in bed by 9:30. So the last couple of days I've been staying up till 10, 11. I go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Last night I went to bed at 11. I was watching a TV series, several of them episodes that I wanted to watch in a long time. Woke up at 7. So it's one of the things that's going to be helping me get through this first couple weeks, and the distraction with Da's families here will help me stay distracted and not so worried about getting certain things done. I do need to get some certain things done. We do have some limited time now, 8 days now until we go fly back to Thailand or to Laos. So there are certain things we need to get done, but my days are very free, and I want to keep them free. And especially when we are back in Laos, I want my days to be free, to wake up when I want to wake up, when I feel like I want to wake up, to work out when I want to work out, go for a walk, work at my desk if I want to work on something, communicate with my family or friends. So my theme for the next couple weeks, couple months are to be unstructured. I don't know what my days are going to look like beyond that. As long as I get certain things done. I saw one guy, he does one thing a day. He schedules one thing a day and then works around that. And then if he gets 2 things, that's good. That's good. But yeah, unstructured chaos. Structured chaos in a way. That's my theme moving forward. And that's going to be one of the things that help me ease into this next early retirement. So if you're on the verge of work or ending work, how did you feel about the last few days of working, and then the actual first day, whether it's official or unofficial? How did you feel? Share in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to connect. If you liked the thoughts in this, and I'd love to hear what your experiences are, leave a like and a comment. Really appreciate it. This is Choice of Winding Down Chronicles of an Expat going into early retirement. I'm unofficially retired, but it's coming. The official part is coming soon. Take care, everybody. God bless, and take it slow.